I think the thing that strikes you in a place like this is, I mean, as you walk down in here, it looks escape-proof. I mean, it looks formidable, the amount of steel and concrete that's in the place, and yet Republican prisoners in particular were determined to escape from prisons like this and did so persistently throughout the conflict. In this place they dug tunnels, one of them shaved his legs and went out dressed as a woman. They obviously took over H7 in 1983 and drove out. In other prisons they shot their way out. In Crumlin Road they threw ladders over the top of the wall and climbed out. They at one stage had a plan to fill a digger full of explosives and blow out the outside wall. They swam from the midst, and they were formidable adversaries for the prison system. I remember really striking me here in this room, actually, the pressure that the wives of prisoners were under. I remember being in here, and I think there used to be a TV there, and there was a mother, and she must have had about, I think she probably had 3 wee ones, probably like in steps, 6, 4 and 2, and the kids were stressed and shouting and running about and going mad, and the mother had obviously got made up for the visit, and it just struck me how much pressure and stress prisoners' families, I remember it's very clear, I can still see her face actually, how much stress and pressure they were under, because what would happen quite a lot is that because you only had so much time in the visit, prisoners' wives would come up here and try to pretend everything was fine, because you don't want to spend, well, certainly I would have done a lot of work with prisoners' families and actually did a lot of research on prisoners' families and on the stresses of it. But what the women would have told you is, you don't want to waste your visit whinging about how terrible your life is. But so out here you would see the kind of the stress of it, how hard it was to get yourself together, get the kids together, keep the kids active and entertained, and then hold it together for this kind of facade that everything's absolutely fine when you go in to see him.
one of the things that happens when a guy is locked up, or some guys are locked up. The partner progresses. She, because she has to take the whole responsibility for the family, for the money, for looking after everything, she actually, her confidence builds, her skills, and whereas some of the guys, whilst obviously there were guys in here who studied and who did build their skill levels, there was others who just did their time, if you like. And there's quite a disparity can arise between the partner on the outside and the guy who was on the inside. And I think it's that group of people who may not have been very large in number, but there certainly were some of them who came to talk to some of our staff and who actually were concerned about this guy getting out. I think they thought almost that they would nearly have preferred to just continue visiting, because they could have their own life out on the side and outside, and they didn't know what to expect when this guy would come out, and they had genuine concerns as to what would happen.